Chosen one, have you ever felt the weight of something invisible pressing on your spirit, as if unseen hands have been guiding your steps, closing some doors, opening others, shaping a path that you never asked for, yet cannot escape? That's not imagination, that's not chance. It is the whisper of destiny. It is the mark of one who carries fire. Your entire life has been a testimony of contrast, light and shadow, peace and warfare, rest and restlessness, joy and sorrow. And deep down, you've always known you are not like the others. This is because you were entrusted with something dangerous, something divine, a fire that carries both the brilliance of light and the consuming depth of darkness, a fire that purifies but also tests, a fire that awakens visions but also attracts battles. And this fire is not given to everyone. It is reserved for the few, for the marked. That stirring you've been feeling, that battle inside your soul, it is not random. It is proof that heaven has placed within you the fire of both darkness and light. And unless you understand it, you will always wrestle against yourself. But tonight, that war ends, because you are about to see with clarity. In this message, you will uncover the 7 signs that prove you carry this sacred, double-edged fire. These signs will explain why your journey has been filled with storms, why you've walked through valleys that others never survived, and why visions come to you that no one else seems to see. So before we go deeper, pause and seal this moment. If your spirit bears witness that this word is for you, subscribe right now. Do it as a prophetic declaration, a sign that you are aligning with the fire inside you and stepping into your destiny. This is not a message you found. This is a message that found you. The very first sign that you carry the fire of both darkness and light is restlessness. Your spirit cannot settle. You may try to build a normal life, to walk in the same rhythm as those around you, but deep down you know, it never lasts. Jobs leave you empty. Friendships fall short. Even achievements that once looked like the goal soon feel shallow. And you wonder, why can't I be content like everyone else? The answer is simple. You are not like everyone else. That restlessness is not failure or brokenness. It is the whisper of heaven inside of you, the mark of a soul chosen to carry the double flame. Think of a volcano beneath the earth. On the surface, all looks calm, but beneath, a force too powerful to contain stirs and builds until eruption. That is your spirit. Outwardly, you may seem ordinary, but inside the fire of destiny refuses to let you rest. Abraham knew this feeling. The word says, by faith Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. Hebrews 11:8. He left everything familiar because he could not silence the fire pulling him into the unknown. That same fire burns in you. Since childhood, you've looked at the world and thought, this cannot be all there is. You've felt out of place where others thrive. You've believed something was wrong with you. But hear this, nothing is wrong, everything is right. Restlessness is your compass, the signal that you are set apart. Yes, it feels heavy. Yes, it can tempt you to think you're broken. But in truth, it proves you carry fire. The double flame cannot remain still. It must move, search, consume. That is why mediocrity tastes like ash. Why comfort unsettles you. Because your destiny was never built in safety, but forged in fire. If you did not feel restless, you would never move. God uses holy dissatisfaction to shake you out of places you were never meant to stay. So when unease rises, do not curse it or drown it with distraction. Recognize it as a divine summons, a knock from heaven saying, rise, my chosen one. There is more for you. Restlessness is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the first flicker of the fire within. The second sign that you carry the fire of both darkness and light is this. You have walked through storms that should have destroyed you, yet here you are. Others went through less and collapsed. Others faced smaller battles and gave up. But you, though scarred and battered, are still standing. This is no accident. It is the mark of one who carries fire. Storms strip away what is weak, but they also reveal what is unshakable. In you, the storm uncovered a resilience you didn't know was there. Think of a tree in a hurricane. Winds howl, branches snap, leaves scatter. Yet the tree endures because its roots go deep. You are that tree. Life's storms tried to uproot you, but the fire within kept you grounded in a strength not your own. Do you remember the disciples on the boat with Jesus? Waves crashed, fear consumed them, and they cried out, "Lord, save us, we are perishing." But Jesus rose and declared, "Peace, be still." Mark 4:39. You've lived this story. Storms of loss, betrayal, financial struggle, and spiritual attack surrounded you. You thought you would drown, yet the same fire that marks you preserved you. What destroyed others only refined you. This is why some wonder how you're still here. They cannot see the fire within. They don't understand you survived because your assignment is not finished. Survival is not random, it is prophetic. Every storm was not punishment but preparation. God was proving that the fire in you is stronger than the chaos around you. Yes, you carry scars. But those scars are evidence that storms could not erase you. They prove you endured what others could not. And the fact that you are still breathing means your fire is still burning. Storms are not sent to end you, but to reveal you. They awaken authority. They expose endurance. They show what cannot be shaken. And now you understand why storms chased you. Because the enemy knows that if you survive long enough, your fire will awaken fully. And when it does, nothing will silence you. The third sign that you carry the fire of both darkness and light is isolation. Your journey has not been crowded. Few truly understood you. Again and again, you found yourself standing alone. Even in a room full of people, your spirit felt unseen. Even in friendships or relationships, a part of you always remained untouched, unknown. At times, this loneliness has crushed you. You cried, "Why am I always set apart? Why do I feel abandoned?" But what you thought was rejection was, in truth, initiation. Isolation is not the absence of destiny. It is the womb of destiny. Think of David, forgotten in the fields while his brothers stood before Samuel. Invisible to men, yet in solitude he learned to worship, to hear God's whisper. By the time Samuel anointed him king, David was already carrying kingship inside, forged in the hidden place. So it is with you. Your isolation has been your classroom. In the nights when no one answered, you learned to hear heaven. In betrayal and closed doors, you discovered you were sustained by something greater than human approval. You felt abandoned, but were being consecrated. You felt overlooked, but were being preserved. You felt alone, but you were never alone. The fire cannot be birthed in crowds. It requires the silence of the desert. Remember Jesus. Before miracles and multitudes, the Spirit led him into the wilderness. 40 days of hunger, solitude, testing, alone, yet his fire was proven. Your loneliness is not a curse, but a signal. Heaven has separated you for a purpose too great to be diluted by the crowd. Not everyone can walk with you. Not everyone can understand you. And that is because you were not meant to be understood by everyone. Do not mistake being set apart for being forgotten. The world forgets what heaven preserves. The fire in you is too rare, too holy, too costly to be handled carelessly. That is why people left, why circles shifted, why the road narrowed. When God isolates you, it is because He intends to reveal secrets. Mysteries hidden from the many are entrusted to the few. Your isolation is not rejection, it is initiation into revelation. The fourth sign that you carry the fire of both darkness and light is this: you see what others cannot. While many are content with surface reality, your eyes pierce deeper. You notice patterns others dismiss. You sense atmospheres before anyone else. You dream dreams that shake you awake. You discern motives, even when words sound pure. And you carry visions you can't always explain. This is the fire of revelation, and it does not rest on everyone. Remember Joseph, a young man whose dreams set him apart. While his brothers worked in the fields, Joseph saw glimpses of destiny. But the very visions that marked him also made him hated and misunderstood. So it is with you. Your perception is not weakness, it is the proof of being chosen. The prophet Joel declared, "I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions." Joel 2:28. You are living this scripture. Your dreams are not random. Your discernment is not paranoia. They are heaven's language, speaking in ways the natural world cannot. Yes, this gift feels heavy. Sometimes the things you see frighten you. Sometimes you wish you could close your eyes and be normal. But once your eyes are opened, they cannot be shut again. Seeing is not for entertainment. It is for preparation. God shows you what others cannot so you can walk a different path. Avoid hidden traps, gas, and intercede for the blind. Your vision is not for pride, it is for protection. But vision provokes warfare. When you see what others cannot, the enemy sees you. Attacks are drawn to the fire in your sight. That is why unusual resistance rises against you. Yet the same God who opened your eyes will guard your steps. The same fire that gives you sight will give you strength. You carry vision because you are a forerunner, sent ahead to glimpse what lies beyond the horizon. And if you wonder why your life has faced such resistance, it is because of the fire in your eyes. The next sign will reveal it. The fifth sign that you carry the fire of both darkness and light is this: your life has been marked by unusual attacks. Look back and you'll see it. The battles you faced were never normal. From childhood, strange opposition followed you. Sometimes it came through those who should have protected you. Sometimes through losses too heavy for one's soul. Sometimes through betrayals sharper than any sword. And you've asked, why me? Why does darkness always seem to find me? The answer is sacred, because the fire in you is not ordinary. The battles cannot be ordinary either. The flame you carry shines so brightly it attracts attention, in heaven and in hell. Just as light draws moths and predators, so your calling draws warfare. Job lived this mystery. Scripture says he was upright and favored by God, yet he faced loss after loss. Not because he was weak, but because he was chosen. His faith was tested in the furnace of affliction, and still he declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust him." Job 13:15. So it is with you. The enemy tried again and again to silence you, to crush your fire before it awakened. Attacks came in cycles. Every time you rose, something tried to push you back down. But the very fact you're still here proves your assignment. Unusual attacks are not punishment. They are confirmation. If you weren't dangerous to darkness, you wouldn't be targeted. If your fire did not threaten the enemy, the battles would not chase you. This is why you've been misunderstood. Why doors slammed shut when you prayed they'd open. The fire inside provokes resistance, and resistance is proof you're on the right path. Do not fear the attacks. They are shadows reacting to your light. What was designed to kill you has only refined you, making you stronger, bolder, unshakable. And here is the mystery. The more unusual the attack, the more undeniable the calling. The enemy does not waste weapons on those who pose no threat. Your battles are heaven's evidence that your voice carries weight in the unseen realm. But attacks are not meant to silence you. They are meant to awaken something deeper, a boldness, a voice that fear cannot cage. The sixth sign that you carry the fire of both darkness and light is this: your voice carries weight, even when you don't realize it. There is something about the way you speak, the way words leave your mouth, that shifts atmospheres. Sometimes you whisper truth and people cannot forget it. Other times, even in silence, your presence speaks louder than the crowd. Your voice was not designed for ordinary conversation. It was forged in fire. Jeremiah tried to silence himself but cried out, "His word is in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. I am weary of holding it in. Indeed, I cannot." Jeremiah 29. That is you. Even when you try to hide, the fire inside breaks through your voice. Even when you say little, your presence speaks volumes. People may not understand you, but they cannot ignore you. Your words are like a trumpet in the wilderness. When you speak, they awaken conviction, clarity, or resistance. Some are drawn closer, others are pushed away. That is the mark of a voice that carries fire. And this gift is not limited to preaching. It shows in prayers that pierce heaven, in encouragement that lifts the broken, in warnings that others dismiss until they come true. Even in casual conversations, your words hold weight. No wonder the enemy tried to silence you, through fear, rejection, or lies that said your words don't matter. But deep inside, you know the truth. When you speak, something shifts. Your voice is not for you alone. It is a weapon, a torch, a trumpet, given to break chains, awaken sleepers, and release decrees in the unseen realm. That's why silence tried to cage you, but cages cannot hold fire. And here is the mystery. Your unshakable voice carries both light and darkness. You don't just speak theory, you speak from scars, from storms survived, from isolation endured. That is why your words pierce so deeply. You don't merely talk, you release fire. But there is one more sign, the most misunderstood, the most dangerous, and the most powerful of them all. The seventh sign, the most hidden, dangerous, and powerful, is this. You carry both darkness and light within you. This is the sign almost no one understands, yet it is the key that unlocks your destiny. You felt it, the contradiction inside. The pull of holiness and the pull of shadow. The fire that drives you to prayer, and the same fire that burns with anger and war. And you've asked, how can I be chosen if I wrestle with this duality? What you see as contradiction, heaven sees as balance. What feels like battle, heaven sees as assignment. Only those who know both shadow and light can stand between them. Only those who have walked in both can lead others from darkness to truth. Paul carried this dual fire. Once Saul, full of rage, but on the road to Damascus he was marked by light. From that moment, he carried both stories within him, the memory of darkness and the glory of light. That dual fire gave his words authority. So it is with you. You know what it is to feel broken, tempted, tormented, yet also to taste grace and visions of heaven. This fire does not disqualify you, it qualifies you. The word declares, though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. Micah 7:8. Your story carries this truth, both the shadows and the light, the wounds and the wisdom. Every part of your journey is being woven into destiny. This is why your journey felt so heavy, why the inner war has been relentless, because your fire is not simple. You are called to master the tension of both realms, not be destroyed by it. Yes, darkness tried to convince you it would win, but it never did. The light has always burned brighter. Shadows tried to silence you, but they never could. The fire inside refuses to die. This is why you never fit in with the purely religious or the completely worldly. You were called to be a bridge, to guide those lost in darkness toward light, not with theory, but with testimony. Here lies the revelation. Carrying both darkness and light does not make you unstable. It makes you unstoppable. What once wounded you now becomes your weapon. What once shamed you now becomes your authority. The fire in you is not a curse, it is a crown. Your shadows do not disprove your light. They prove it is real. You are meant to carry both, to balance both, to walk as living proof that God redeems all things. This is the final sign, the one that makes sense of them all. The restlessness, the storms, the isolation, the visions, the attacks, the voice, all were leading here. To reveal you carry a dual fire, not to destroy you, but to prepare and crown you. Do not fear your contradictions. Do not despise the heavy parts of your story. They are the very soil where your fire has grown. You are proof that light can rise from darkness, that grace can grow from ashes, that fire can burn in both shadow and glory. And the world needs what you carry. Chosen one. Now you see, every sign, every storm, every scar, none of it was random. It was not punishment. It was preparation. You've felt restless because heaven never meant for you to settle. You've survived storms because your roots run deep. You've endured isolation because God trained you in secret. You've seen visions because your eyes were open to more than the natural. You've faced unusual attacks because the enemy fears your fire. You've spoken with authority because your voice was forged in fire. And now the greatest truth of all, you carry both darkness and light, not as a curse but as a crown. Your whole journey has been shaping this revelation. You are not broken, not disqualified. You are chosen. You are fire. The shadows in your story prove your light is real. The battles prove you were worth fighting. The contradictions prove you were marked for something greater. Chosen one, hear this clearly. You are the bridge, the testimony, the proof that heaven can dwell in human flesh, that grace redeems what darkness tried to destroy. This is not the season to hide who you are. It is the season to rise in your full identity. So wherever you are, seal this moment with your own mouth. Declare aloud, I am chosen, I am fire, I am refined by storms, I am crowned by light. Even my shadows serve my destiny. Let that declaration mark you. Let it silence every lie and shift the atmosphere around you. Today, the war inside you finds its meaning. Today, you stand crowned with the fire of both darkness and light. And now I ask you, not as routine but as alignment, respond. If this word burned in your spirit, then like this video, subscribe, and declare in the comments, I carry the fire. Do it not for me, but as a prophetic decree that you are stepping fully into your calling. This is more than engagement. It is agreement. Agreement with heaven. Agreement with your destiny. Agreement with the fire you carry. And as you do, may this blessing rest on you, that your fire will never be extinguished, that storms will never break you, that your voice will never be silenced, that your destiny will never be stolen. Chosen one, rise. The world has been waiting for the flame you carry.